Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all of the MIDI configurations that are needed on the SD90 to make a Roland V-accordion work from the SD90's perspective. Now, I will be turning a lot of things off because this is going to be the very basic setting that's required for those of you that are having any kinds of trouble. And so we're going to eliminate all the conflicts that potentially that you could have and make it very simple. So I'm also going to explain how you save the various settings. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and from the main menu we're going to go into menu, and we're going to select play mode. And you want to make sure that your play mode is set to accordion style. After you've made that change, you can go ahead and you can press exit, and you can press the save button. And when you press custom startup, you've now changed that play mode to be the default when the system reboots. Okay, so so now that's done. So now we will go ahead into MIDI, and we will select the center. You can select any one of these, right? But let's select the accordion style and voice in the center. Okay, and if you have your MIDI keyboard, USB MIDI keyboard on, let's go through these bottom menus first. Let's do that first. So the first thing is we want to have this turned off. You don't want that on, so turn it off. For the MIDI port, I would like the on the left side of the screen for you to select keyboard and keyboard for IN1 and IN2, and style and voice for the output, even though we're not going to use that. But this way, for the left side, it won't matter which port you use on the back of the unit. You can use the first DIN port or the second DIN port, and they will both behave the same way. Okay? And then let's go ahead and in order to save those changes that we've just made on the bottom, we have to back up one menu. So I'm going to hit exit, and I'm going to press save. Custom startup. Press that. So now I'm sure that I've turned off USB MIDI keyboard and my MIDI port, and they've both been saved. So now when I reboot the SD90, those will not be on. Okay? So that's very important. All right, now, because I've selected to use the keyboard in MIDI ports here, this is the only one that matters. We're going to select Arranger keyboard. So I'm going to select Arranger keyboard. And then in this menu, we have the transmit options. And so what I'm going to ask you to do is, in this particular case, we don't want to transmit anything from the SD90 back to the computer or back to the accordion or back to anything. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to go ahead in each one of these and turn them off. So each one of the transmit ports can be, in fact, turned off. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here very quickly. I'm going to go through each one, turn them off. Turn this one off, and turn this one off. Okay, so in our transmit section, we have everything turned off. That's good. And in our receive section, we want the right side to be channel 1, the left side to be channel 3, the bass to be channel 2, and everything else can be turned off. If you want to turn off these two, you can turn off these two as well. Okay? And then what you would do is we're going to press save. And it's going to say, do you want to save MIDI preset, accordion style and voice? And you're going to say save. And that's it. So at this point, when you reboot, let's go ahead and do that, and we'll take a look at these things. So I'm going to reboot. And I'll probably fast forward the video 20 seconds, so you don't have to sit here and wait through a reboot. Okay, so we've rebooted. I'm going to go into menu, and you'll notice that now when I go into play mode, it's set to accordion style. So perfect. And if we go into MIDI, you'll notice that my USB MIDI keyboard button is no longer on. I think, Terry, you had this problem. Okay, so good. So that's set. If we go into MIDI port, you'll see that now we have keyboard on the left and style and voice on the right. So that's been saved. So that's good. And if I go into Arranger keyboard here, you'll see that for my transmit settings, everything is off. And for my receive settings, I have everything off except my right channel is 1, my left channel is 3, and my bass channel is 2. And that's all you need in order to get a Roland V-accordion that's set to the channels as I have described in some of my additional posts on the forum. If you've conformed your instrument to that and you've also set the SD90 to this, you should have no problems whatsoever in having your Roland V-accordion interoperate with your SD90. So I hope that helps.